Welcome back. It's day 2 of our June art challenge, and we're going to dive right in, starting with Payne's Gray. And I am just going to add plenty of water to this because I want this first wash to be very light as we start our bird. And we are going to start with what I'm going to call a bowling pin shape, or maybe a gourd, whatever you might think. And very simple. There's the body of the bird. And now I've just got water on my brush. I cleaned my brush off and I'm softening up the edges just all around where we painted in the shape and leaving some white space in the middle there. And then I dipped into the darker, less diluted paint color of my Payne's Gray. And you can see I'm just giving an indication of wings. I'm making them nice and disheveled just to give this bird some extra character. And I'm loving how it's coming along here. And down here, I'm just going to add a little bit of shadows too, and then give him what I call bird pants because I love birds that look like they're wearing pants. But that's just me. All right, and now I'm going to mix some colors together to make the orange that I would like for his legs and beak. And to start off with, this is cadmium red light. And then I'm going to add in some yellow, just playing with my colors until I get the desired color that I want. And specifically, this is Indian yellow. And off camera, I forgot to show it, but I added a little bit of brown in there as well. And I'm liking this color. And so we're just going to go right in. And I am giving this guy some long and skinny legs. And then I'm going to give him some extra big feet because I just want him to be goofy. And just a reminder in our June art challenge that each week we will have a different theme. And this week's theme is Coastal Cuties. If you have not been around here very long, I would like to tell you that I am not a realistic painter. I like to say that, is it super realistic? No. Is it somewhat recognizable? I think so. I think at the end of this is somewhat recognizable as a seagull. All right. Did I mention we're painting a seagull? I bet you saw that already. And for the beak, again, very general shape of a seagull's beak with a little hook at the end there. And I am now going to come in with some yellow ochre for the eye. And we'll add some details later with pen. But for now, just a little circle for the eye. Just keeping it very simple because that's what I like to do. And I just let everything dry and came back in with our orange to darken up the beak and the legs and the feet a little bit as well. And guess what? We're done painting. That's it. Now I'm coming in with my Sharpie pen and I am going to add some details. I'm going to make him extra wonky. And I just like to scribble my lines in here. I think it adds some extra charm and personality. And I just want to say, I am literally recording this video on a TV tray today. When I decided to do this June challenge, I thought, I have no idea how I'm going to make this happen because there's a lot going on at our house right now. And so I'm at somebody else's house filming in front of a window on a TV tray. So there you have it. Okay, for the eye, I'm just drawing a circle around it and a little dot in the middle. And now I'm just kind of doing little points out to the side that kind of make it look like the shape of a human eye. You can do whatever you want there and just scribbling in an outline here. You can just be as loose or as precise as you want. I say that often because this is my style, just kind of scribbling lines in for some reason that is satisfying to me. It might drive you nuts because you're like, why would you just scribble? That doesn't make sense. That's okay. Okay, so I'm just kind of shading a little bit under the eye, giving a little bit of dimension and, just again, keeping it very loose because that's how I do. All right, I decided to put a background in here. I'm going to use sea blue. I do want to say if I would have planned this out and put a background in, I would not have done my pen detail already, at least not in a Sharpie pen because Sharpie pens are somewhat water resistant, but they're not waterproof. So I'm just going to be careful. I've got plenty of water here with my color and just adding more water as I go because I want the background to stay nice and wet because I'm going to add some more of the darker blue just to give it some variation. I want my background to be just nice and free flowing. Now, in between his legs there, I got it a little darker than I wanted. And so I added some water, and then it was kind of just a big puddle. So, and it was still darker than I wanted it to be. And then it started reactivating that orange color. So I dried my brush off on the paper towel. Now, you'll see me go off camera there a few times, and that's what I'm doing. I'm drying my brush on the paper towel, and then it kind of acts as a sponge, and it soaks up the water that and the color that I'm not wanting there right now. So now you can see it's getting to the point where it matches the rest down there, and we're back in business. Okay, adding more water, more color, and I'm going around fairly close to the body. You can leave like a white highlight around the body. I actually love that when I see other people do it, and then whenever I try to leave the white space around the body, I don't like it when I do it for some reason. So then I kind of tend to come in a little bit closer with more detail, and you'll see that here in a little bit. But everything is still very wet, and I'm just kind of, you can see I'm dabbing and I'm swishing and probably getting a little bit too, fussy down by the feet, but that's okay. Just playing here. And you might like this light background, and you could just kind of leave it here, and it would be fun. So now I'm going to, I didn't show it, but I'm dipping right into the color in the pan with no diluting it or anything. And you'll see here, and see how when I drop in those darker colors, it just kind of blooms because the previous layer is still wet. And I'm going around the seagull just to kind of frame him a little bit here. And as far as the outside edges, if you don't like that messy look, you could tape the edges if you want. You could go completely to the edges of the paper if you want. Just kind of let the water and the paint do their thing. I'm I'm just kind of guiding it along here. I just love the wet on wet technique because it's just unpredictable, like in the best way. It's just moves around and you never quite know exactly what it's going to look like. And that is fun for me. Just fun to play with this and see what happens if I put a little more color here and there. And turns out I didn't need to lighten up the color in between his legs, right? That's okay. All right, so that is all dry. Coming back in with my pen, and I decided to give him some hair because it just gives personality, and messy hair don't care. So we're going to go ahead and just scribble in some darker lines because I like the look of more lines. I could even probably have gone bolder, but just letting those stand out a little bit more. And deciding it's time to just add my signature, but then in typical Carrie fashion, I decided one more thing. So I'm bringing in my white gel pen. It's a Jelly Roll size 8, and bringing you in a little bit closer so you can see, just adding a little highlight on the beak, so a reflection in the eye, and then just scribbling in some highlights in the feet and legs and wings. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you give it a try, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you on day 3.